Thanks for staying up till noon. My name is Ryan.
My name is Cory. Hey, I was pointing up.
Pointing up.
till the moon.
Something a little fun for you today.
Welcome.
We are going to be taking a little trip back to the late 80s and talking about the NES, or some people may know it as the original Nintendo.
That's right, guys. We know we have a lot of young fans who play video games, so we decided that we're going to make a list of 5 original Nintendo games that everyone should try at least once, because we know that not everybody has tried the NES period.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
You better go try these games.
Yes, this list is basically personal preference. We want to keep the video short, so if we skipped over a game that you thought should be in this list or one that you recommend to others, please let us know in the comments.
Yeah, and there's thousands of NES games.
There's so many.
But these ones you have to try.
Yeah.
And please, guys, like the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. When you do subscribe, check the bell to enable notifications because you don't want to miss episodes from us or giveaways.
Yes. Take it away, Cory.
First up, you have to play this game, Mega Man 2.
Yeah.
No other game comes to mind when it comes to difficulty than Mega Man 2. Mega Man 2 gives the player the option to choose between a group of different stages, each capped off by a boss battle. I mean, all the Mega Mans do.
Yeah.
But 2, they really stepped up their game.
At it, yeah.
Every time the player defeats a boss, they gain access to that boss's signature weapon, which they can use to defeat other bosses more easily, so you have to do some planning.
Yeah.
Mega Man 2 improved on its predecessor by giving players new items to use, such as energy capsules, expanding the number of levels to complete, and just looking better aesthetically. It's much more colorful than the original, with a more eccentric group of bosses to take down. Just be sure to have a swear jar ready when you attempt Quick Man stage.
Yeah, no kidding.
With that being said, the whole series.
The whole series is so
yeah,
fun.
you can play the whole series.
But Mega Man 2 for
Mega
the
Man
NES
2,
was the diamond in that.
Yeah, they really stepped it up there.
Oh, this next one, me and Cory know really well. Contra.
Oh,
Everybody knows Contra.
Yeah.
What a great game this was. The best part is 2 individuals can play it in the meantime and cause enormous destruction.
Yeah.
We actually have a let's play of us playing this game. Clicking on the I will take you to
Yeah,
it. You gotta watch it. It's super
watch
fun.
it. And we also had
A
blooper reel.
Yeah, there'll be another eye up here for that one. That's like one of my favorite videos we ever did.
Gotta check it out.
The characters in the game could utilize various weapons, however, you need to shoot all around at flying pods with the goal to make them drop the power-ups. The downfall of the game was if one player fell behind, unfortunately, he would be stuck and he would likely wind up dead. This sucked since he had just a specific number of lives and proceeds. It was difficult to beat the game with minimum lives. However, the Konami code, like we mentioned, one can make it to the end and obviously conquer it.
Yep.
The Konami code.
The Konami code is usually easy to do unless you're us. So you have to go see that.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Oh man,
so many hours put into this game. This was so revolutionary back then. Where I just remember, like at school, like every single kid came there and said, "How do you guys know how to beat this?" Because there was no internet or anything back then, so you couldn't go and look it up. You had to actually figure it out yourself.
Yeah,
it was so cool.
Yeah.
In this game, you play a tiny little boxer named Little Mac, who is working his way up the ranks to fight in the Dream Bout against Iron Mike Tyson. In the original Punch-Out, the Dream Bout is fought against Mr. Dream, but with all the popularity of Tyson, he was added as the final opponent, and man, was he hard to beat.
Yeah.
This game had some memorable characters, and each one had a weakness that made them easy to defeat.
I mean, I remember like so much
cool.
about the game. I remember like every single character. I remember like I always had issues with Soda Popinski.
Oh yeah.
That guy was really difficult, and like who was the
Mr. Sandman?
Yeah, Mr. Sandman. Yeah, Mr. Sandman was insanely hard. There's so many good characters in the game.
I was stuck. Me and my friends were stuck for so long. Could not figure out King Hippo.
Oh really?
Remember
See, I knew King Hippo right away, and then you punch him right in the belly, and he falls out down. Yeah.
There was so many. But even just going back to like the very first character of the game, who you can beat with your eyes closed. You can find a sweet spot when to hit him, and then you would go for records on how fast to beat him.
Yeah,
that game is so cool.
The next one up here is The Legend of Zelda. Looking back at the original Legend of Zelda for the NES, it's easy to see why the franchise has thrived from game to game, generation to generation. It's all there in the simple gold box.
Yep.
The huge world to explore, the non-player characters to interact with, the dungeons with their unique puzzles and monsters, the arsenal of interesting weapons. It's a deep game from an era known for simplicity, and has proven to be a blueprint for not only all future Zelda games, but many action-adventure games and RPGs throughout history. And the best part of it all, it still holds up. That's the best part. It's still, you can still play that game and enjoy it.
It's kind of like Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It just the game just clicked.
Yeah.
And it just started it all. I mean, nothing really compares to the first one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's crazy.
The last one on our list right here.
This one, Super Mario Brothers 3. Why not 1 and 2, you say? I mean, 1 is iconic in itself, but 3 was just revolutionary, especially on the NES.
Yeah,
They just pushed it to its limit. Like I just said, the first Super Mario Bros. Is a great game, but after 3, it is almost non-existent because 3 was so jam-packed with stuff. It added adds a number of small features that transforms its predecessor's formula into something truly spectacular. Rather than a linear progression through levels, Super Mario Bros. 3 introduced an overworld map where players can move around and select levels, as well as mini-games and obstacles to overcome. While the first Super Mario Bros. Had a few power-ups, they were fairly limited in terms of effects. Part 3 added a plethora of new items for Mario to use, including the iconic Tanuki suit, which allowed Mario to fly and find secrets hidden off the beaten path and sometimes even off-screen. Moreover, the game introduced the ability to hold on to items and use them whenever the player felt like it, kind of like an actual inventory.
Yeah, exactly.
Part 3 is the pinnacle, showing off some of the most clever design and pleasant graphics on the system, and takes the top prize in games you need to play for the original NES.
Sure. That was a lot of fun. I like doing this. It was a lot of fun reminiscing about the old game. So please let us know down below what you think of this episode. Like we mentioned earlier, please comment if you want to voice your opinion.
Yep, and we got way more where that came from on our channel, where we upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Central.
Yes, thanks for watching, and as always,
Thanks for staying up till noon.